And for the third Sunday in a row, Ellicott City. I must like this place. But no Boba Man. I guess I'll keep on going. He could be in the bathroom, though. Easter Sunday. This place is getting to look very familiar to me. May as well move here. Then I'll get a tax break because it's the historic district. Old US 29. As I've explained many times before. And the pier beyond the historic district. Obviously, I hope. I'm sprucing things up. As per usual, the way station's closed. Then again, today is Easter. Why are they also closed when it's not Easter or any holiday? Just a short one, apparently. But anyway, here we be by Lander Lock and Lock House on the C&O Canal. Last year, 2015, this was Spring Peeper Central. Lots of loud peepers. A bit early yet, so we'll see what happens in a little while. That's Lock 29 of the C&O Canal here at Lander. And to the right, a bypass flume for excess water. When my canal documentary is finished, you'll have to watch. And you will learn. Guess I'll take a slight walk this direction and check out the newly refurbished Catoctin Aqueduct. When I did my documentary back in '97, it wasn't refurbished yet. Brings back some memories from me walking down this towpath off the multitude of bike rides I've had here in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Almost sentimental. I gotta get my documentary out. Lander Lock is here at milepost 51. That is to say, 51 miles from Georgetown behind us to the east. But we're proceeding west. Why not, as long as I'm still here? That's on the eastbound track. The other train was on the westbound track. But as they say, I guess trains do go both ways. Old culvert there, it's passing over. One beneath the canal too. Too much graffiti. Arg. There's nothing sacred. Don't slow down now. You're blocking the crossing. That graffiti is ugly. I don't care what anybody says. I can't stand to look at it. A couple of folks waiting now. I guess trains don't have holidays, or don't observe them, whatever. The end. Okay, back to our canal walk. That-a-way. Just as I begin my walk, again, another one. Amtrak. Wonder what that might be. Okay, try again. We made it to the newly built Catoctin Aqueduct. But first, one more of these. My first catch in this spot ever. Though I've seen them pass here before. It slowed down on us. Come on, hurry up. I thought going west they were empty and lighter and faster. They are empty and lighter, just not faster. Got a slow in there, but here comes the end. As the Doors once said, this is the end. See you in Cumberland, or wherever you're going. And there it is. The recently rebuilt Catoctin Aqueduct, with Catoctin Creek down below. Obviously, I hope. They say its design flaw is its center arch being longer than the two on either side. But when they rebuilt it, they did it the same way. I hope there are no flaws now, and history repeats itself in 100 years. I'll come back at it in 100 years and let you know. That's how it looked before its collapse in 1973. Before the original collapse, that is. And you can see the center arch sagging a bit. It's that bend at the west end that gave rise to the name Crooked Aqueduct. But in reality, it was the canal that was crooked, not the aqueduct, as you can plainly see. Before the rebuilding of the aqueduct, getting tongue-tied, there was a bridge here with a wooden deck that folks referred to as the Bailey Bridge. Although in my travels and reading historical works, I never heard or read that name before. But I kept the name going since that's what I was told it was called. And the C&O Bridge, Viaduct, whatever name you want to use. Now, of course, CSX. And again, I hear a distant horn. Lots of trains today, considering it's Easter. I guess railroads never sleep. Almost like me these days. Yep, gotta get my canal documentary finished for sure. I did it back in '97, and it was easier to do this. Now it's been fixed up, and a lot more tourists are coming out here in certain places. And making the documentary today would be a very awkward experience. What's holding up progress of the finished product? Hard drive space, and a printer cable. And a little bit of time. Believe it or not, that's all that's holding me up. It'll be a 5-disc set. Reserve yours today. Yep. Something else is coming along. You got that right. I know you all just want to see it. Alright. Your wish is my command. Whenever it gets here, anyway. Okay, blow the horn for a lander crossing. Now, as slow as they go, they give you time to set up your camera. Thank you, CSX. All right. Well, hit pay dirt today with trains. Hit the mother load. Got a load of trains. Ethanol? Anyone? That'll do you. Rail box cars. Look at a few of them in HO. I miss my HO layout. And again, the end of the train, that is. There's still more to this video, so you can't get up yet. Too bad. And now we're down in what's known as the trunk of the aqueduct. The boats would have gone through when the water still was there. That must look strange. One water body over another water body via the aqueduct. Wish I could have seen that. I was born too late. I was born too late for canals and too early for iPods. I'm stuck in the middle. Of course, the towpath the horses and mules use is right up there. They would have dragged the boats from there. Still, it's cool that they restore some of these, but don't restore too many. And above all, don't over-restore. You lose the historic flavor if you do. Before we go, here's something showing the repair in progress. And now to make our way back to Lander Lock. Still can't believe I rode the entire distance back in '97. 184.5 miles. Double that for the return trip. That's a long bike ride. Yep. Your Bullfrog was at one time in better physical shape. That's a lot of miles. 184. Those were great days. Honestly, it's easier for me to ride a bike than it is to walk. Because I can ride a bike sitting down. I gotta stand up to walk. As dumb as that sounds, that's my explanation. Best I can explain it. Yep, I can bike sitting down. And I can drift on occasion. You can't drift when you're walking. Not that I know of anyway. Arriving, Lander. And again, Lander Lock House. With the bypass flume directly in front of it. And over here, the main lock. Number 29. That's a nice house, but don't be here during flood time when the Potomac overflows. Unless you know how to swim. I guess you keep your electronics, such as your computer, on the second floor, where the floodwaters won't reach. Or hopefully, they won't reach that high up. That's all I can say. And for those who need directions, there you go. And the back door of Lander Lock House. It's peaceful here at Lander. That is until CSX comes buzzing by. Now departing. If there's any glare on the window, it's because I don't have a polarizer on the camera, so the glare shows. Just bought this camera this morning. I'll have a look west. And once again, look where we are now. Talk about deja vu. Still, I've been inside there, and even shot video while I was inside there. But I can't find the video, or figure out what door I went through to get inside. I seem to recall a door right there, but the only doors here are the one over here, facing the wrong way, and the one over here, too far to the left. So back in the late 90s, how did I get in there? Whatever door I used, it was wide open. I just walked in, and no one said a word. Lady rail fans. See, they exist. And again, I turned her into one. About 35 years ago, 40 years ago. And apparently, the effort paid off. I know for a fact it wasn't that door that I went in back in the late 90s. Because the room inside there through those windows is twice the size of the room that I walked into when I went inside. So I'm stumped. I gotta find that video, and quick. Old phone booth there, minus the phone. But these days with cell phones, what's the big deal? Even had a thing for the deaf on that phone at one time. Also, the room that I walked into through the open door could only be reached through that open door. It couldn't be reached from the inside of the station. Only from the outside, oddly enough. Maybe it was that door facing this way. I just don't recall. I gotta find that video. But back in the 90s, there was. But despite the way things look out here now, all built up and fixed up, thanks to the MARC trains running here, back in the 80s, whole different picture here. Back then, this place looked almost totally barren. You check out this 80s photo and see what you think. Can you believe at one time it looked like that? Nothing here at all. Almost nothing. Since the signals are all red, I guess we'll depart. Funny, first a whole mess of trains, then all of a sudden, devoid of trains. Never figured that out. Still a big difference how this looked back in the 80s, huh? There's my flag. Rebel, rebel. If I put that flag up in my neighborhood, I'll be considered racist. I knew I probably wouldn't see a train back there at Rocks. I thought I'd stop there again to see if I could figure out how I got in. But to no avail. Gotta find a video, I guess. And as the sun now sets on another successful Sunday, what sun? Cloudy all day. Anyway, thanks for riding along with us. Stay tuned for more. Oh, and happy Easter. If watching this later on, happy belated Easter.